Hello and welcome to Kelly After Dark. I am here with the real killer, Mr. Brandon James. Brandon, why did you do all of this? Are you crazy? Okay, don't kill my couch. Yes, because Brandon has very, very sharp claws, and that's how he's able to brutally stab all of his victims. So, you heard it here first. This is the reveal of Brandon James. Actually, this is Dexter, and he wouldn't get off the couch, so he's gonna join my video for the finale of season 2 of Scream. So as you guys probably know, because you watched my other 2 videos this week, and if you haven't, well, maybe this is new to you, but I love the finale. And Kieran has been my guest since season 1, so for me it was validation that I was right all along, and that most of us were right, because if you come to my live chats, we have been talking and theorizing that it was Kieran from the beginning, and we were right, and I think that feels good. Now, in a perfect world, it would have been someone completely shocking, like Brooke or Noah, but I'm okay with it, and I think that if you're upset that it's Kieran, you should start thinking on a bigger scale, because all of this, I think they've planned out however many seasons they want to have, and I think they're definitely all connected, as we see that 1 and 2 are connected. So just because we got the Kieran reveal, he is not the mastermind. I think we found that out from the cliffhanger ending, and we don't know who it could be. It could be someone very shocking and very worth the wait. So if you're disappointed that it was a little too easy, don't be, because I think if we do end up seeing all of the seasons as planned, it will be a great payoff. So it started out kind of a tribute to, I think it was Scream 2, where Audrey and Emma are being taken away by the cop, and then the killer makes the cop car crash and then brutally kills the police officer. I do have one issue with this season. You know, as much as I loved it, I actually thought it was better than the first season, but the death count was very low for me, and the people who they killed were very insignificant, except for Jake. And I think starting the season off, as I've said before, killing Jake was just epic and a great way to start, but we didn't have any other main people killed, and that kind of bummed me out, and I'm hoping for more kill count in season 3. Thumbs up if you agree. So Lang is definitely working on the dark side. I'm 100% sure they wouldn't have kept her alive if she wasn't. I'm not going to go so far to say she was Kieran's accomplice, but she's working with him somehow. I definitely think she was probably best friends with Piper. Something happened there in that orphanage. They were like besties, and she's, mad because she's dead and she's avenging her death. But she is blaming Emma and Audrey, going along with the popular theory that they're crazy and that they were doing all the killing. So she's definitely someone who's going to be in season 3 and is going to be an issue, and I'm hoping she dies relatively soon in season 3. So Emma and Audrey go to the theater, and everyone pretty much ends up there, including Stavo, who says that Brooke texted him even though she was like, no, I didn't text him. And it's just not a good combination, because they're all in this dark theater, and you know that someone's probably going to die, and it's just kind of like the bowling alley from season 1. It's a recipe for murder. And pretty soon into the finale, Brooke gets stabbed, and I was freaking out. This was the first time ever that I've watched the finale of any show live with you guys. I had a great time. Thumbs up if you watched it, either live or later, and if you enjoyed it, thumbs up if you want me to do that in the future, because I'm really thinking about doing that for the finales of every show that I cover, because it was so much fun. And if you watch my reaction, I was very upset because I'm a Brooke fan, and I did not want her to die. But I will say that it was very odd that she didn't die. And because of that, I'm holding out hope that near the end of the entire series, she's going to be one of the masterminds of the killing sprees that have been going on. So definitely a reason they kept her alive, because it just wouldn't happen normally in a horror movie show, her getting stabbed in the finale. She would be dead. So I'd love to know what you think about Brooke and the fact that she wasn't targeted all season. Everyone who loves her is a target and is dead. And she escaped so many times last season where she should have died and she didn't. It's beyond shady for me. So there was the movie playing of all the different deaths that have happened since season 1. That was playing, that's the Killers movie, and that was playing in the theater, which was a great way to wrap everything up, since the season 2 opener started with a movie kind of based on what was happening, a fake movie, but this was the real documentary of the killings that had happened in Lakewood for 2 seasons now. So not a shocker there. We kind of knew those were being recorded. We definitely knew they were being recorded this season. So Audrey disappears, and I really start thinking, oh my God, is she one of our killers? Now, I think that would have been an awesome reveal, but I also think this is a character they're keeping to surprise us later on, and I think there really is a good chance she's involved. With looking at all the clues we have from the past with her and her connection to Piper, I mean, I think she's shady. I think she's more than just a little bit shady. Brandon James has left the building, everyone. Thank you, Brandon James. But anyway, one of the things that made me kind of sad is that we did not see Brandon James in this episode, but maybe I've heard some rumors we might see him or hear more about him in the Halloween special, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So Emma, I guess, is texted to come to the orphanage. Is she texted? I don't even remember now, even though it was just a couple of days ago. But the killer wants her to come to the orphanage, and, you know, that's not going to be good either. But that's where Audrey is. Oh, yes, she got a video of Audrey looking, like, all tied up and everything. I'm still suspecting Audrey at this point, but she has to go save Audrey. So this is my theory about Kieran having an accomplice. So we see Kieran in his car, and he calls Emma right after the killer had called her, which, okay, he could be doing both. He was doing both, but shortly after they get off the phone, she is attacked by someone in a mask. And I mean, I just don't see how he got there that quickly. Yeah, he could be parked right outside, but it seemed a little hard to believe for me because when we saw him later, he did not have on a robe or a mask. So I'm thinking that was his accomplice in there who kind of caught her at the beginning, and then he obviously shows up later. So we know why she's at the orphanage because, of course, Piper grew up there. So Kieran mysteriously shows up, and that's when I knew that I was right and he was our killer. But then Eli shows up, which I was not expecting, and he has been stabbed, and he says Kieran did it, and I believe him at this point, and I think most of us got that part of the story right, that he had been trying to warn Emma all along. He wasn't a bad guy, but then he starts spilling the truth. He says, you know, Kieran stabbed me, and Kieran was responsible for me getting in trouble with that girl in Atlanta, that I was framed for that, and I absolutely believe that. I believe that Kieran killed his dad last season. I believe Kieran killed his step-parents. Not only is he avenging, like, well, this season he's avenging Piper's death, but he's psychotic, and he's just completely crazy, and I'm not really sure what he would say his motivations were for killing people in the past, like his dad and his step-parents, but sometimes crazy people don't have a good reason, you know? So, what I think the best part of this episode is that, Kieran's transformation, the actor whose name is Amadeus, did a killer job, pun intended, of playing crazy Kieran. But before he got to that, Emma was convinced that Eli was the killer here, and I believe she shot him, and maybe Kieran finished him off. I don't know, because I was, watching it with you guys, and I don't know exactly how that happened, but he died. He confirmed it in the after show. But anyway, so then I caught the slip up right away. I don't know if you did, but Kieran made the statement to Emma that you will feel safe again. Just minutes before, the killer had told her that you will never feel safe again, and she caught that right away. I caught that right away. You probably did too. And that was all of our clue, the clue for us to know that yes, in fact, we were all right, or most of us were right, and it is for sure Kieran. And that is when he went into his crazy, crazy Kieran act with the hair, like all in his face. And I loved it. I thought he was great as a crazy person. And then he confessed to, not Piper, he confessed to Emma that he was Piper's boyfriend, which I had never figured that out, but I know some of you did, that he was Piper's boyfriend, and, he never really loved Emma, and she loved him, and ha ha ha, and, he's getting revenge for her and Audrey's involvement in killing his girlfriend, so whatever, he's completely crazy. Now Emma has the chance to kill him, and she doesn't because she would rather him rot away and suffer in jail. And while that's a very noble thing, I think we all know that in any horror movie, if you send the killer to jail, he's going to kill everyone in jail and get out, or his accomplice is going to get him out. So I don't know if he's going to get out in the Halloween special or in season 3, but he's not going to stay in jail for long. I do predict that Kieran will be killed in season 3, and I cannot wait for that to happen, and hopefully Emma will be the one who does the killing. We find out as everything wraps up and he goes to jail that Miss Lang is writing a book. Again, I don't trust her, hoping she dies soon. And the cliffhanger we got, I guess we got a cliffhanger and then we got we got 2 cliffhangers. So the note that Maggie had left for Brandon now had blood on it, and it was like pinned to the tree with Brandon's knife, and I think that was the knife that they buried a long time ago. So I guess again that's our indication that Brandon is still out there. Either that or someone is posing as him and they are not a good person. And then I'm trying to remember, I'm pretty sure this was in the episode and not the Halloween sneak peek. Yes, it was. So Kieran is in jail and he gets a phone call from his attorney, and it is the killer using the killer voice saying, you know, why did you steal my mask? And basically, Kieran does not know who this person is. This person is not his supposed accomplice. This, I think, is the 94 killer. It's not Brandon James, guys, because Brandon, I don't think Brandon ever killed anyone. Now, again, it could be someone pretending to be Brandon James, wearing the mask and all that stuff, and killing people, or who will kill people. But I really think it's kind of Kevin Duvall. Kevin is Emma's real dad, supposedly. And I think he was the 94 killer because he was injured, but the only one who survived. So I think that's who we're dealing with. And I think that's amazing because it's so funny that crazy Kieran, who's killed everyone, is now going to be stalked and harassed by a person who is a lot tougher than him. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being along with me for this journey of season 2 of Scream. I loved it so much, but what made it so much more fun was talking and theorizing with you guys. So it was confirmed in the after show that there will be a Halloween special. So of course I will be back with a video and live show for that. So please say subscribe so you don't forget about that down the road. I'll remind you. If you are on Twitter, follow me. That's the best way to keep up with my videos. I'm covering other shows, Scream Queens and How to Get Away with Murder come back next month. So I'll be doing both of those. Hopefully you watch those and you can hang out with me as we theorize on those as well. But thank you again so much. I had so much fun and everyone has been so kind and awesome in this Kelly TV Scream community. And I love you guys and thanks again for being here, and stick around because I will see you very soon. Bye.